Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys bring back record-setting running back, promising wide receiver and flurry of roster moves. Sitting at almost $40 million over the salary cap headed into what should be another nightmarish, drama-filled offseason, the Dallas Cowboys are going to be looking for bargains wherever and however they might get them. For the Cowboys, that means hoping and praying someone sticks or provides depth that they pay pennies on the dollar for in terms of value. Think undrafted free agents who become starters or discarded low-round draft picks from other teams. It's easy to see that reflected in a flurry of roster moves the team pushed through after their season ended with a 7-9-1 overall record and a loss to the lowly New York Giants in Week 18. Cowboys sign Israel Abanikanda, Zion Childress, Trayshawn Holden, Marcellus Johnson, Isaiah Land, Nick Leverett, Adedeo Odolai, Julius Wood to reserve future deals, NFL reporter Aaron Wilson wrote on X on Tuesday, January 6. Of that group, Abanikanda and Holden have particular upside for what the Cowboys might need on the offensive side of the ball. Abanikanda has one pretty direct tie to the Cowboys because he played for Pitt, the same college as legendary Cowboys running back and Pro Football Hall of Famer Tony Dorsett. At Pitt, Abanikanda broke Dorsett's single-game rushing record of 303 yards set in 1975 when he rushed for 320 yards and an ACC record 6 touchdowns in a win over Virginia Tech in 2022. He was named an All-American that season after he rushed for 1,423 yards and 20 touchdowns while averaging 6.0 yards per carry to go with 228 receiving yards. The New York Jets selected Abanikanda with a 5th-round pick, number 143 overall, in the 2023 NFL Draft but was released after 2 seasons. He spent 2024 with the San Francisco 49ers and split 2025 between the Green Bay Packers and the Cowboys practice squad. Holden certainly seems like he has what it takes to make a 53-man roster as an NFL wide receiver. He spent the first 3 seasons of his college career playing at Alabama, where he won a college football playoff national championship as a freshman in 2020 and played in the CFP national championship game in 2022, where the Crimson Tide lost to Georgia. He transferred to Oregon for his final 2 seasons, where he had a career-high 462 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns in just 8 games in 2024. Holden's time at Alabama and Oregon had something in common: he scored a lot of touchdowns on not a lot of touches. The Cowboys signed Holden after he went undrafted. He flashed in the preseason, then spent this year on the Cowboys practice squad, learning from 2 of the very best wide receivers in the NFL in CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Cowboys Jerry Jones issues statement on Matt Eberflus firing. The Dallas Cowboys' nightmarish defensive performance for 2025 merited change for 2026, and it came swiftly on Tuesday with defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus firing, which owner Jerry Jones explained. "Having known Matt Eberflus for decades now, we have tremendous respect and appreciation for him as a coach and a person," Jones said in a statement on Tuesday. After reviewing and discussing the results of our defensive performance this season, though, it was clear that change is needed. This is the first step in that process, and we will continue that review as it applies to reaching our much higher expectations. Eberflus joined the Cowboys staff as the defensive coordinator in 2025 after his prior stint as head coach of the Chicago Bears from 2022 to 2024. He had a previous stint with the Cowboys from 2011 to 2015 as the linebackers coach, and Eberflus added passing game coordinator duties from 2016 to 2017. Despite his prior history with the Cowboys, the team's historically poor defense in 2025 couldn't be ignored. Dallas coughed up a franchise record 511 points with a second-worst average, 30.1 points per game, in franchise history. The Cowboys ranked 30th overall for defense in addition to 32nd for scoring defense and pass defense. Dallas couldn't get takeaways either with 12, the second lowest total in franchise history. Dallas will go for a 4th defensive coordinator in 4 seasons, but the hiring of Eberflus never panned out. I might not couch it as difficult, Jones told reporters on December 21 regarding a possible defensive coordinator change. It's certainly something that we have to do. And that is to look at the entire year and look at what our options are, and how to correct it so we're not here at the same time next year. Hiring Eberflus in the first place once had its benefits from an experience standpoint because of his prior experience in Dallas and previous head coaching experience. The Cowboys were going into 2025 with a first-time NFL head coach in Brian Schottenheimer, so Eberflus' experience couldn't have hurt. 3x Super Bowl champ emerges as Cowboys defensive coordinator candidate by NFL Insider. The Dallas Cowboys are officially in the hunt for a new defensive coordinator, following the firing of Matt Eberflus, which was a swift decision praised by the fans. It will be the fourth straight season that the Cowboys hire a new defensive coordinator, and there has been a familiar trend. In each of those years, Jerry Jones and the Cowboys have turned to a former head coach. However, this time it could be different. While NFL insider Albert Breer of SI.com mentioned familiar names like Raheem Morris, Brian Flores, and Jeff Ulbrich, a dark horse candidate is three-time Super Bowl champion Matt Patricia, who is currently the defensive coordinator at Ohio State. I'd expect the Cowboys to move fast in looking at defensive coordinator candidates with Matt Eberflus officially out, Breer writes. And looking at Brian Schottenheimer's background, it'd be easy to look at guys who've worked with Dan Quinn as fits. Schottenheimer and Quinn forged a strong relationship on Mike McCarthy's staff, to the point where Quinn tried to bring Schottenheimer to Washington with him. Along those lines, Ulbrich and Morris are available, with the idea of a run at Flores or Ohio State defensive coordinator Matt Patricia also floating out there. He was part of Bill Belichick's staff that led the New England Patriots to 3 Super Bowl championships. He had a brief stint as head coach of the Detroit Lions, but stumbled to a 13-29-1 coaching record. After serving as a senior defensive assistant for the Philadelphia Eagles, Patricia took a week off before returning as defensive coordinator at Ohio State. It will be interesting to see what direction the front office and head coach Brian Schottenheimer ultimately turn as they search for an answer on the defensive side of the ball, but a hire like Patricia would not be a bad plan B. Let's just hope that the team swings for the fences during its defensive coordinator search.